nursing home is one of the nicest nursing homes in Western New York. It's primarily private rooms, spacious common areas, one of the best facilities in the area. And unfortunately, we were forced to close. And many of the residents were moved to facilities that, are subpar, below average ratings, have semi-private rooms. In some cases, residents were moved far away from their families.
It's